Welcome to 5 Minute Reviews, the show in which we review things in 5 minutes. I think that's pretty obvious what we do here. In this episode of 5 Minute Reviews, I'm going to try to expose you to some new music you maybe have never heard of, and I'm sure you've maybe heard of this band because they're pretty popular. And this album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 back when it came out. I will be reviewing this album right here, Dark Before Dawn by, let me see if it focuses, Dark Before Dawn by Breaking Benjamin. This is a 12-track album. The first and the last track are instrumentals, and I guess the first has a little bit, a little bit of like melody, I guess, but it's mostly instrumental. This album is off the charts awesome. Ben's voice is as good as it's ever been, and I feel like it's appropriate to talk about this album because in April, Breaking Benjamin is coming out with their new album, Ember, which I will be reviewing as soon as that comes out, probably the day of. And I think that album sounding more like their old albums, where Ben does the kind of grizzly, gravelly vocals. Whereas Dark Before Dawn, I feel like it had more of a melodic type of vocal structure. He uses in this album some very, very hyper melodic type of singing. Like on a song like, Angels Fall, like Ashes of Eden, it's very apparent that he went from more of a singing type of thing. He always sings, like one of the most popular songs from the old days, Diary of Jane. Everyone knows that song. His singing was great on that song, so it's not like he hasn't always sung. That's what Breaking Benjamin's always been built upon, but this album in particular really, really does it to perfection. Personally, my favorite tracks on the album would probably be Hollow, The Great Divide, Defeated, and Ashes of Eden, although there's not a particular song on this album that I skip. I think that all the tracks stand on their own 2 feet. I really like the lyrical value. There's almost some religious type of themes in this, which I don't know if anyone else really noticed that, but there's definitely some sort of religious type of theme. So I don't know if that was intentional. I really, really enjoy the guitar playing on this album, and the kind of echoey effect of the guitar on Ashes of Eden, I really love that part. That's a highlight of the album. And from the most part, the instrumentals on all the tracks, even the ones where Ben does a little bit more clean singing and less just like raw vocals, I think that it still sounds like old Breaking Benjamin. They don't. In fact, I think Benjamin Burley went on record saying that they didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but they didn't. But they did at the same time. They were able to keep their original core structure while still being able to provide new material that really sounded like on its own and sounded great. And I really like that about this album. To me, this album's a perfect 10 out of 10. I really, just really, really love this album. I think it's a great job. The drums, I forgot to say, the drums are amazing. I love the drums on this album. The whole album has almost an atmospheric, just like rock/hard rock/metal orchestral feel. It's not like, you're not going to hear orchestral pieces, but it sounds very atmospheric and epic a lot of times. So go check out this album. And if you would like to see more album reviews, let me know. I definitely plan to do a ton. I have, if you can see over there on my wall, I have a ton of albums, lots of rock and metal stuff that I plan to do. But if you like the video, be sure to give a thumbs up, comment below for a shout out in the next video, and I will see you guys next time. And until then, this is Jay Moore signing off, saying farewell, music fans.